was like, oh, that looks good, and I've heard of Alex E. Haro, so let's try it. But I'm an idiot, and I did not realize it was part of a series. I wish it would just be like right there, like number 3. It wasn't. So I read it, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little lost, but like it was good. But I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I had read 1 and 2 first, right? And now I feel like I ruined the whole little series of novellas for myself. And it's about a woman that was kind of selected from the divine to be a soldier for her prince, and then he became the king. And she was like his ride or die. She would do anything to help him win in his battles, to her own detriment. And there's like a character that was like a boy that was younger than her when she was working, initially started, and he began to work for her, and he kept like giving her the side eye, like, girl, what are you doing? Throughout the book. It was good. I don't even feel right rating it because I didn't read it in the proper way it should have been read. Now, I read The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier. I went on a big Jennifer Hillier reading thing one year, and I read a ton of her books, and then I just like forgot. And I don't think she's putting them out as regularly anymore, but The Butcher might be her best one. And essentially The Butcher is about it's told mostly from the point of view of a woman who lost her mother to a murder. But a couple years before this murder, a serial killer was on the loose, and they called him the Butcher. He was shot on sight. Like, he didn't make it through the arrest by the chief of police. And they were like, okay, the Butcher, that's over. But whoever killed her mom, she feels like was still the Butcher's. She feels like they got the wrong guy. And she's kind of always thought that, but now she's writing a book about it. She's like, no, this is not right. I'm gonna go interview everybody and just see what kind of information I can find out. However, she is dating was not even the same guy. Which you are fully, that's a red flag. Not because you look like that, but because you told me you look like this. Like, you're already lying. You're already lying. But you can tell, like, Frida McFadden always writes these incredibly desperate characters that, like, just gloss over every red flag and just keep plowing in the wrong direction. So she's like, well, I gotta get good at dating, so I'm just gonna push through with this date. And Kevin was like, wow, you're really hot. Except for your arms, they're a little, like, flabby. Mind you, Kevin is nosed up. And he's, because she could have just went in on Kevin, and she didn't. She's like, oh, okay. And then he goes, oh my god, look at the waitress's arms. Now those are some arms. And she's still just sitting there like, anyway, he wants to walk her home, and she says yes. And then he's like all pushing up on her, trying to kiss her. And of course, there's like this mysterious handsome guy that like was like, hey, what's going on over there? And it stops Kevin. So she gets like a little crush on this guy. Meanwhile, and this is what takes it into like thriller, her friend who has been dating on these apps ends up dead. And so the cops have all these questions. She was killed in her apartment. The cops have all these questions. But she never told her friend specifically who she's been dating exclusively, so they like have nothing to go on. And the phone that she was using to contact her boyfriend on his end was a burner. So then she's like, well, maybe I should get off these apps. Maybe they're too dangerous. Suspense and chaos and thriller vibes ensue. Okay, what have I been eating? I've been eating my sea snacks. I've been getting my iodine. Sea snacks are like these square sheets of seaweed. And they're really salty. And they kind of kill that like crunch salt that you crave when you want a bag of chips. Usually if I eat a pack of seaweed, I'm good. So I've been eating my sea snacks, getting my iodine. We had a Taco Tuesday night. And then there was beans and rice. I took the beans and rice for the next day for my lunch with some chips. We had pizza. It was not great. We ordered pizza from somewhere new. And then we had sloppy Sundays, which is sloppy Joe Sundays. Just regular manwich. 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 can of manwich, some buns, and some puffy Cheetos. My husband, I don't know, he's kind of particular with like, oh no, sloppy Joes, those go with Cheeto Puffs. So I'm like, whatever, because I don't care what kind of chips we have with it, we'll go with the Cheeto Puffs. Okay, what have I been playing? We had to do a Romeo and Juliet project with the freshman classes, which is most of my classes. I'm with freshmen all day. Okay, yes, I am a saint. Saint Nat. And they had to include art in this project, and we're like behind because remember, the class that I have right now has been shuffled through a few people, and so it's behind all the other. I was like, you guys, I don't even have the supplies. I don't even have like the colored pencil. So what we're gonna do is digital art, and you guys can make a meme. You guys can cut and paste things from like different Romeo and Juliet movies, pull them over to your slides, and make digital art, and then like make it into a meme. It has to be something silly, right? So we had a good time with that, and I'm kind of glad I went that route. And I don't know if I told you guys this in another video, but like, I was like, meme, that's not really like super educational, but we have to get in where we fit in. We have to get these things done, and we also have to kind of meet the kids where they're at. I was walking around the hall as I was like doubting myself, and I heard a teacher say, alright guys, you can turn in your diss tracks, they are due today. So if they're doing diss tracks over there, memes are perfectly fine over here. Played some Mario Kart. dance music, I guess 90s dance hits, maybe. What have I been obsessing about? Okay, so I had another paycheck issue that nobody wanted to solve. 2 paychecks in a row. And we're talking like not $50, we're talking money. And as I'm like sorting through, I have to go into these different apps to check everything, like make sure it's all marked the days. Anywhere on one of the apps that I go into, it always shows you like available jobs. And they are paying $100 more a day at a junior high. It's same district, so usually the amount per your job is district wide, right? No, they had to go in and offer $100 extra a day for this particular job. Actually, they need 2. They need 2 people, and it's still there. So it is for a junior high long-term sub. So exactly what I'm doing at the high school over at the junior high. They are going to pay this particular job $300 a day. And I'm like, that's crazy. Why would they be offering like $100 extra a day over at this building? Now, mind you, I've told you it never really comes out to that because you have to pay into the IPERS retirement stuff. And anyways, it's still it's like lifestyle changing, you know, to have $100 extra a day. So when I'm on the phone with her, I'm like, what's up with that $300 a day job over there at this particular junior high? She's like, they can't get anybody to stay. And I'm like, they can't get anybody to stay for $300 a day. Do you know how bad it is over there? If they have 2 positions open, they are so desperate. Teachers were probably quitting mid-year. And they just want these band-aids for 2 months. And nobody will do it. Also, this gives, you know, us at the high school level anxiety because these are our kids next year and the year after and the year after. Like, it's going to be rotten. And I own where I'm at no loyalty because they have shit on me so many times. I'm like, should I give it a whirl? But I was like, no, I'm you know, we got our classes rolling. I've been with these kids for a couple months now, and we're gelling, we're going. Like, I'm just gonna. It's less stress for me to just keep this rolling, and it's less stress on the students to just keep this rolling. Like, but if one of those pops up next year, I might try it. And I'm sure, if anything, it would make for, like, a lot of story times. I don't know how long I'd last. Okay. We're preparing for ISATs, which is terrible. I don't want to do... I have to do all these freaking slides and get these kids prepared for ISATs, which is super boring. But it's whatever. It's whatever. And then I have been obsessing about my purple nails. I love them. They are feeling so springy. And I'm not somebody that really likes pastels, but I've been enjoying these lilac nails. What am I recommending? You know, buy your toilet paper in bulk. I buy my toilet paper, I think it says 18 rolls. And I feel like I can forget about it for a long time until I'm down to like 2 rolls. So, do yourself a favor. I think it usually comes out to be a little cheaper too if you buy your toilet paper in bulk. fart your brain out a little bit. You come back like, okay, yeah. Things start clicking. Okay, what have I been treating myself to? So I got my Victoria's Secret perfumes. I got 3 of them actually. I couldn't resist, and I've been wanting some solid perfumes. So I got 2 solid perfumes. I would have got 3, but the one scent that I liked didn't have it. So I got this one, which is blush. Melting into the skin for a heightened fragrance impression. This solid perfume can be worn alone or layered with the eau de parfum. And the notes on this blush are satin hibiscus, honeysuckle nectar, and white cedar. I'm a sucker for some cedar. And this is what they look like. They're really heavy. Actually, they look small, but they're pretty. There's some weight to them. Look at the Victoria's Secret right there. And let me see if I can pop it open. That's the inside. Yes. And then we have I haven't opened this one yet, but this is the Scarlet, the very sexy Scarlet. And the notes on this one are vivid rose petals, jasmine sambac, and silky ambrette. It's just easier to carry these solids like in your purse than it is to carry a liquid, unless you get this. And this is the other one I was looking for in a solid, but they didn't have it. Travel ones are easy to carry too, but I feel like travel ones dry up really quick. Not out of use, I feel like they just dry up, and I don't know why that is, but this is the travel in the very sexy Euphoria. I was like, can you check the back and make sure there's no solid in this one? There just wasn't. So this one has lychee. It's in a different language, so I can't. Where's the... Okay. Sparkling lychee, cherry blossom, and tonka cream. And I love the smell of cherry blossom in the spring. So, after we get through this week is like really rainy and disgusting. Hopefully I can feel these Euphoria vibes and crack this baby open. So those are the perfumes that I got. I did get myself a big ass hair clip, like huge. My hair is just so long now, even though I managed to get it all up into this, because like there's a way you can go in from the side. But yeah, I like these big ones. We like big clips. And this is just from the brand Gimme. Double down jumbo claw clip. Holds all day. And okay, so gifts. I already took it out. I wore it the day before yesterday, and let me tell you, this is the Ilia Lip Sketch Hydrating Crayon, and it's in this color. It's like a kind of like an orange red. A friend of a channel sent these gifts, and when I tell you that when it says smooth, soothing, plumping, and long-lasting, now when I say, oh, this color lasts all day, I usually mean like I don't reapply it at work. Like, yeah, maybe I could after lunch, but I usually don't. I usually don't have time, and I don't even have a mirror in my room, so like if it lasts all day, I mean it lasts till I get home from work. This one lasted until bedtime. So, the Ilia Lip Sketch Hydrating Crayon. Thank you very much. And then we have, oh, you guys gotta check this out. These have been on my wish list for so long. Or no, they were in my cart for a long time. And I was like, oh, you don't need any pens. Let's just move them over to the wish list. Let's just hit pause on that. But look, these are the these are the Uniball Airs. Look at the tip. Look at the tip. Now these are a thicker pen, which I'm kind of getting this all the time, and I have no business following her because I'm like, ooh, oh, ooh. You know, the Leonardo DiCaprio, the meme where, like the Wolf of Wall Street meme where he's like, that's me. That's me watching these juicy pens and markers. She does marker tests on the whiteboard too. And I'm a whiteboard diva. Like, when I get up to the whiteboard, watch out. I like my chisel tip. I like my writing. I take pride in my whiteboard skills, okay? And then also, because I have been kind of a little idiot about dragging my iPad around everywhere, not in a case. So, thank you very much for this case that goes, it fits my iPad so I can lug my iPad around more safely and protected, and it does have the extra pockets, so if I just want to slip like my phone in there or a little notebook. And this is from the brand Lacto, I don't know, Lacto, just a neutral iPad case. Thank you. Okay. That's kind of a long weekly reports. What have I been succeeding at? I finished all of these payroll disputes, and hopefully my next paycheck will be a correct one. I finally got in contact with, like, directly with payroll because nobody wants to take the blame for it. Their first thing is to blame you, and then they blame each other. Anyway, payroll, she told me who messed up, and so I did get an apology this time, not last time. But it was just like, oh, sorry, I missed that. And I was like, no, I'm not sorry that you missed it. I'm sorry that when I called, you were like, no, it's fine. Without even looking, you just want me to shut up. Anyway, so paycheck disputes, and now the payroll lady said she's like, I'm gonna keep an eye on these ones because, like, I get it. It's been 2 times now, and I'm just gonna babysit these ones myself. I did a library haul. I went to the library one day. I got through an evacuation at the school. We had a threat at the school, and we had to evacuate, and it was intense, but we got through it. Not like a tornado, not like a fire, no, like a threat. Okay. I finished my ancient civilization unit, which it took 3 months. I didn't know how long it was going to take. I just do my personal curriculum when I can, so I finished like loosely understanding the different ancient civilizations because I felt like a big dummy when it came to that stuff. Finished that one, and now I'm working on, like, my next set of personal curriculums. I got the bedroom over there painted. That's going to be the studio for, like, my son's learning and his art, because his art is all over this house. He's like, he draws almost 24/7. He does sleep for a little bit, but if he's not sleeping, he's drawing. And I need to contain that. So the room, like, right across from here, that's gonna just be like all his schoolish type stuff and all his art. So we got that room painted. We got the tables in there, the chalkboards, marker board, everything. And then what have I been watching? I've been watching Interview with a Vampire season 2. I started season 2 of that. That show is just excellent. They did switch out the girl character, the young girl. They switched her out between season 1 and season 2. And I do like her better in season 2 because she was just a little bit, I just felt like it was a little bit of, like, acting too hard in season 1. You know, season 2, it's a darker season. It's like it takes place across the pond right after World War II, so it's just darker anyways. It's much, like, grayer and destitute, and they're just, like, out in the woods, and it wouldn't have made sense to have, like, a giddy character out there. So this season's like, she's more of like she's still like a badass, but she's not like a giddy badass anymore. that makes sense. And then we did watch Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. I don't know if you guys want to hear what I have to say about it. As a Peaky Blinders, like a diehard, I think that Cillian Murphy acted his ass off as usual. I was like, am I having these feelings because I'm used to watching it as a season and this was a movie? And no, that wasn't it, even though I do think it was too short. I just didn't like what they did with it. Not the very ending. I get how that like could have been written into it. It went in directions I did not enjoy. It went too paranormal, kind of. I don't know. I gave it, like